let's get this party started.
Let's do it.
We got Keke Palmer in the building. Keke
Hey,
in the house.
What's happening?
You ain't up on Keke. You got to get up on her because she is freaking everywhere, man. Movies and TV and talk shows. She's a singer. She's a writer. She's a dancer. You name it, she has done it. She's probably been a banker, a
comedian, stand-up somewhere coming this soon.
Pharmaceutical representative. She probably owns your apartment complex. Welcome.
Starting Simple Life too, as we just discussed. He's over here producing new shows for me, y'all.
Don't get that started because it might happen.
Right.
We were just talking about off the air. Keke Palmer was telling me how she liked the show, The Simple Life, where they take a person, a celebrity, and just put them somewhere where they would have never been in their entire life and have them live there for a little bit and do what they do, like
it's
Amish,
interesting.
you know.
Yes, if I went, like, let's say I went to, where could I go? I'm trying to think of something that would be very obscure. Like, I would think it'd be very fun to go work, like, on a farm.
On a farm,
That's interesting.
Snake charmer?
Snake charmer.
Would you do that?
Oh, I would totally do some type of, what's that Australian hunting, what's that thing called? You know, where people will go.
The cobra?
And they would go and they'd work. What is that? You know what I'm talking about. The show where the man unfortunately passed away.
Oh, yeah, the crocodile hunter.
I would do some stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah.
All on the border, y'all.
I mean, and he was well-versed in those animals. So for somebody that doesn't know anything about it, it's going to be
I know, I'm going to need
difficult
5 or 6 people with me.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you go first.
Right, exactly.
Test the waters.
Hey.
All right. Good? Everything good? All right, let's roll.
Oh, you know what would be kind of fun? I would love to do an athlete's life. Like, let's say if I switch places with somebody like Cam Newton, that would be cool. He could see what it's like to do acting, and I could see what it's like to be a all-star athlete.
Yeah.
That's a cool little show I'm about to do.
I don't know if I could see him in a leotard, but, you know, I can see you because you work out quite a bit. I mean,
I do. I be in the gym.
Lot.
I be in the gym with my man Gunner. Shout outs to Gunner Fitness. I've especially been getting in shape because I have a new movie coming up that I have to get pretty cut up for.
Right.
So I've been, like, you know, eating a lot of protein. My hard-boiled egg game is off the charts. So I've been, you know, eating constantly and building these muscles up, you know.
What does that mean? Like eating constantly, but you got to stay away from like the heavy stuff like steaks and like.
Well, yes. I eat chicken, fish, lots of protein, so like a lot of eggs as well. Tomatoes, veggies.
Do they take out the yolk?
No, real eggs. I can eat a full egg. Yeah. It's not as limiting as somebody would think. I can eat, you know, baked potato, mashed potatoes, but it's the times in which I have to eat them. You know what I mean? I can't eat them like too late in the day. You know, it all has to be timed out to when you're.
What's your cutoff?
My cutoff for carbs is dinner time. So by 5, I don't need to be eating no carbs. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
So you get a late night craving after a show or after a strenuous workout?
I get a little fruit. That's my little treat. I get a piece of fruit, like a banana or apple or something.
Damn.
I know, but the body look good.
Yeah.
Body's on point.
Well, how long you got to go until you I'm
finished?
Yeah.
May 15th or 16th.
Oh, so it ain't too bad.
It ain't too bad.
How long you been doing it?
I've been doing this since last month.
Okay.
And I've seen a lot of results. I started out at 19% body fat. I'm down to 17.
That's 2%? Wait, are you? What do you got to get down to?
14.
Oh, okay.
14% body fat.
So it's not ridiculous like 2 or 3 or
no, because
like
I can't. As women, I don't think you can. Not supposed to, because I think we need X amount to keep our bodies, you know, strong and stuff.
Word.
Guys can get down to about 2%, though. They can go really low.
Damn.
Yeah, they can get really lean.
You're talking about zero fat. Like
damn near.
Nothing but just big blob of muscle.
But I did find out this. You want some interesting tea?
Yes, please.
I'm going to say this. I have no problem saying this. I'm like 136 pounds, right?
Uh-huh.
But I found out with my nutritionist that my real pounds are like 103 of muscle. The rest is fat, but 103 of my weight is all muscle. So I felt pretty good about this.
Oh, okay. That's good because I don't really know about like the comparisons, like the the percentage to whatever.
Yes, it's good that I have more muscle than fat.
Oh, okay. So because mine is 60%, that's not a good look.
What did you find? We're gonna do something about this.
Yes, please.
Well, let's go after this. We'll go to the gym.
The booty workout.
You see my booty challenge?
That's real nice. I like
Your booty is nice though.
Yeah.
You don't need to do the booty challenge. You know what I'm saying? I see like you've been doing some stuff. Stop, Keke, stop.
So let's talk about this role. What is it that you're gonna be playing?
I'm actually gonna be playing a pimp.
Okay.
The movie is about this young lady named Wednesday who grew up with a father that was a pimp and her mother was a prostitute. And so pretty much what happens is she ends up growing up and she falls in love with the girl next door. So it's really a love story.
Ooh.
But it is the backdrop of the pimp industry. So it's about my character Wednesday trying to get her and her girlfriend out the hood with the pimp gang. But she, you know, of course, she runs into some trouble and, you know, things get kind of violent. but I don't want to tell y'all the whole movie.
Word, but you're gonna be playing a lesbian then?
Yes, I'll be playing a lesbian and also a pimp.
Okay. And so you got to bulk up for the role.
Yes, but it's like really interesting the way that they're doing it. I always wanted to do a role where I would have to do some type of crazy transformation. But the way they're doing it really is making me lean out so much to the point that all you really seeing is my muscles, as opposed to making me bulk up, because it'd be so hard for me to bulk up in this short amount of time. Yeah. So instead, they're sucking out all the fat and leaving only muscle. Therefore, when you see me in the movie, it's gonna look like I'm really buff, but in reality, I'm just really thin to the point where all you see are my muscles.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy how to do all these little tricks?
Well, what's even more crazy is that having Keke Palmer in the movie, you're gonna have to be sexy. So you're gonna have to like be real
exactly.
sexy.
But I'm gonna be on my sexy vibe. Like I'm gonna look like I'm gonna be like on a Wiz Khalifa type sexy vibe. I'm gonna be like on my thin but on my smooth type of stuff. That Virgo love. I'm gonna be like, yeah, shorty. So you already know what it is. I can't wait. You know, it's really going to be fun for me because it's not a part I've ever done before. Yeah. And it's not a way that anybody has ever seen me before. So it's just going to be very exciting to get myself enthralled into something so new.
So for us, is there going to be some kissing, some...
There will be. Y'all definitely going to get some scenes. Y'all definitely going to get some scenes. Look at his face. You know what I'm saying? Y'all definitely going to get... Yeah. He's like, I'm definitely going to be at the theater. You definitely going to get some scenes. There's about 2 love scenes in our movie that I'm going to be in.
Okay. Have you've done love scenes, though?
I have, but I've never done a love scene with a woman in fake life. Yeah.
I like a little evil laugh. In fake life.
In fake life.
So anyhow, well, that's cool. When's the movie supposed to be coming out?
Well, we don't know. I don't know how quick the post-production will be, but we start filming in May in the Bronx. I'm very excited about that. I love New York and I love the Bronx, so I'm excited about it.
Wow. And just you're talking about that, but you have so many other things going on. How do you balance everything that you're doing right now, Keke Palmer?
Man, I literally have no idea. I mean, it's all about scheduling. The word scheduling is a wonderful word that was created because really that's all I do. I want to do X, Y, and Z, and I just figure out what time slot it flows in. And luckily, it usually works out for me. Every now and then I have to switch things around, but 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty able to make it work.
So when you get to the point of like having to cancel like a whole like slate that's on your on your calendar, that's when you know you're doing too much, or
pretty much like I wanted to. Right now I'm doing my mixtape and my album, but I want my mixtape to come out before the album, right? So I had to make a really big choice. I wanted to go back to Atlanta to work with Sean Garrett on the album. I love him, but I'm probably gonna have to stay in LA so I can finish my mixtape. And then I'll have to go after Scream Queen. So it's like I had to put that on the back burner. And I have to just realize which one is the bigger priority, you know? Damn. It's hard. It's difficult choices to make, but somebody got to make them, right?
We ain't even talking about Scream Queens.
Scream Queens.
And that came back for second season,
That just came back. Yeah, we start filming in August.
Wow.
I'm so thrilled. And that'll be after the movie. So I'll come from Pimp, and then I'll be doing Scream Queens.
And then by that time, your album should be out, which before that, your mixtape is going to be coming out.
Exactly.
And before that, your line of clothes or your jewelry.
My man, you already know I'm working on these clothings. You already know I'm working on these clothes.
I know you're working on makeup, though, or at least you wanted to, to have a line of makeup.
makeup. And also my book. I'm working on my book as well.
Oh, my God.
Look at now what you walk. He had to walk, drops the mic, y'all. He had to walk away from the mic. Hashtag I don't belong to you.
Wow. Congratulations on everything that you're doing, man.
Oh, thank you so much.
Now,
thank you.
The song that you have, Enemies, is the remix with Rich Homie Quan.
Yes.
Where are we going to find
Rich
that?
Homie. Shout out to Rich Homie.
Mixtape, album?
You can find that out on SoundCloud, actually. You can, just go right on Keke Palmer. You'll find my SoundCloud. I also got I Don't Belong to You up there and I Don't Belong to You remix.
And the I Don't Belong, that's the name of the book?
Yes, my book is also titled after my first song from the mixtape, I Don't Belong to You.
Okay.
I Don't Belong to You, Quiet the Noise and Find Your Inner Voice is the title of the book.
Is that a memoir or?
You know what? Someone would kind of say that it would be a memoir because it does have aspects of my life in it. But mostly I'm using my story to exemplify the truths that I feel like I've come to know in life. You know, the things that I felt have guided me to be able to reach what some would consider my level of success. Mm-hmm. And really it's just taking the time to get to know yourself. So it's really a book of self-empowerment. It's not so much about Keke. Okay. It's more so about, this is Keke's story, but your story is the same.
Self-help.
Self-help. Like, it's about getting up and doing something about your life, making choices and making the decisions to be happy in what it is you're doing.
Okay. But people can argue, they say, well, you're so young. How is it that you found these things so young in life? Like these revelations of what life is really about. But you've actually been going at it since you was like, in the...
And I think that's what made me. I think that's what made me want to write a book and made me want to do my talk show, is because I feel like me being a part of the generation, but me also growing up in the industry and handling so many different dynamics with adults. It's like I have the translation of understanding what the adults are saying, but I have the point of view of the generation. And so I was like, I really think it's important, you know what I mean, if I feel this way and I have these thoughts, let me get this out to my peers and let them know, like, yo, this what they talking about, and yo, y'all, this what they talking about. Yeah. To kind of help bridge the hard communication. You know, sometimes it's hard for people to understand where our generation is coming from. Yeah. And I want people to understand that we really are talking about some real stuff, and we're really trying to change things and become more of individuals as opposed to following the status quo.
Okay.
You know, I feel like that's a big thing that my generation is about, that people get confused with.
Yeah, and you're part of the social media generation, which you've done a great job at, like, trying to stay out of, you know, getting into, you know, the media fights and stuff like that.
It's a boundary. It's a boundary you got to have with the social media. Social media is fun. It can be great, and it's interesting, and it's cool, and you can make people a part of your life, and they can cheer you on, and all that stuff is great. But you also have to have boundaries. You have to know, like, but I think that's the whole thing. Social media is so new that it's very easy to do it in excess because we don't understand what can come of it.
But say the wrong thing and ruin your career life forever, you know?
Or create such anxiety. You know, you get stuff so fast on the internet and social media that when it doesn't happen for you that way in your life, you find yourself being very, very anxious. Yeah. And so it's all about balance. I talk about that a lot in my book too.
Yeah, because a lot of gram models, I should say, want that instant feedback of, like, you know, how they look so that they can feel better about themselves. You know, if I got so many likes, like, I must be popping, I must be on point.
That is a big thing.
Right. And if I don't, well, what the hell am I doing wrong? I need to start changing stuff, maybe take more clothes off.
Absolutely. And I've struggled with that myself. Not necessarily the clothes part, but just right, exactly. But just feeling like, does this mean something? And it really don't. You know, you'll have people that let's look at Raven-Symoné for general. Raven-Symoné is one of the most beloved people of our generation, of our time. She only got 400. I mean, she ain't got millions and thousands of followers. You look at Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey's beloved. Kim Kardashian got more followers than her. You know what I mean? So it's not, people have to realize that that doesn't correlate to the reality. Okay. Your importance in the world does not have to do with anyone else's perspective of the world. It only has to do with yours. And because we are able to see so many different perspectives through social media, which is a great thing, we have the problem of sometimes comparing. And that's the thing we shouldn't do, right? We shouldn't compare. We should be able to look and admire and get ideas and be inspired. But what sometimes social media, Instagram, these sites that are all about perception, they can make you feel like you're not doing enough. Yeah. Or you're not really living a happy life because you're not doing that. And it's like, no, everybody's version is different.
But that's hard. I mean, it's Keke Palmer, it's easier said than done, because if that's what validates a person, it's hard for them to, like, you know, internalize what you're saying and have it, you know, reflect their life. I mean, true. Give us some tips. Like, if you had just tips on social media, what would you say to people that are? You
got to get off of there, and you got to look at the life. Seriously, you have to take time and get off of there, because what happens is it continuously perpetuates itself, because you're seeking validation outwardly, trying to fill the hole that you feel inside of the validation you should be giving yourself. Okay. But you can't give yourself validation if you don't know what you need and you keep looking outward for it. So you have to turn off the online and all those things. If you know if it's bothering you and you're getting upset, turn that off. Sit down and ask yourself, what's going on? Why do I feel this way? Let me talk to myself a little bit more. Let me write in my journal. Let me go outside and walk around and look at the world around me. Let me get in touch with what's going on down the street at the community center. Let me do other things other than living on this little bitty thing that really isn't going to help me connect to anybody. Ultimately, it's a platform, but it's a platform to showcase, not a platform to belong to.
Right. But at the same time, people have become so successful and so popular and so rich off of some of the stuff that they do that people would find controversial. But, you know, to each their own, I get it.
And people also have to think, if you're thinking about people that have really exploded in this social media world that maybe you necessarily don't say, I go to see their movie, like somebody for Kim Kardashian, for example, you don't know Kim Kardashian's life. So you're looking online at her Instagram and what she's marketing. That's a job, but you don't really know what's going on in her home, in her house. Yeah. For you to believe that she's putting it all out there like that, that's your assumption. it's the assumption sometimes of the youth of believing this is really what's going on with her. And no, a part of it's to buy into it. You're buying into her world, and that's a part of her marketing.
Yeah.
That's it's just a thing that she's great at. But people miss that part, it's a job, it's a business for her.
Making her brand stronger.
She's making her brand stronger.
Right.
As opposed to you see a young girl, 14, 15, she's thinking that's what she's got to do.
Right.
This not your brand, mama.
Yeah.
This ain't your.
But that ain't really what Kim had to do either. But yet she's the other day she did it again.
But that's something she's comfortable with, right? So it's like if you're comfortable with that and that's what you want to be known for, that's fine. But
I'm comfortable with her doing that.
Right. Sometimes it's cool, right?
No problem.
But I think people have to take that into consideration when they're looking at these people pages and they're like, well, this person did this. It's like, but is that what you're about?
Yeah.
Know what you're about first.
Right.
Before you start trying to exploit yourself, thinking that you're going to get the same responses as somebody else. You don't know why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
You don't know what type of deals they got worked out and who they work. You know what I mean? You don't know.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess you can keep that activity to the DM. Let it slide in the DM, maybe. But
shout outs to Yo Gotti.
When you get screenshot.
Snapchat me that.
Hashtag LeBron. Anyway, so what else is going on with you? I mean, I know you talk about this show, Screen Queens, and you got this new movie that you're working on.
Today I'm going to be at Paul Quinn.
Okay.
I'm very excited about that. Going over there to talk to some of my peeps.
Yeah, but people are already hearing everything that you're going to say over there, so why even
No, y'all not. Y'all not going to get the love and feel the energy in the room. Y'all not going to get these hugs and these kisses.
You like doing that? Are you like?
I've been doing it since I was a kid. Like my mom, when I was a kid, my mom would take me to different areas of wherever I was filming. Like when I was in the Medea Family Union, she took me to schools out there, middle schools, not of course colleges and stuff, but middle school she took me to speak to the kids and just kind of talk. And I didn't really know, I didn't understand it, as a kid. I just felt like it was a real good opportunity for me to be around other people my age.
Right.
But what my mom was trying to help me understand is that I was doing something that was greater than me. To know that what I'm doing is touching these kids and touching the community in a way that I don't understand yet, but that I will. And I really appreciate them so much for that, for laying that foundation, because it gave me a purpose outside of, like you said, the instant gratification of getting a job, booking a gig, being on a movie set. It made me realize that that is just the backdrop of the real point, which is to spread my love and creativity around the world.
Well, yeah, and that's where the spiritual side comes in too.
Exactly, amen. Yes, for sure.
Being a part of that.
Yeah, definitely did.
Shouts out to mom, man, raising
mom, dad, y'all are the truth, y'all.
Real.
They really are. They really are, because that's how it always was. My dad was always that way, but you don't realize that stuff as kids. Like I remember my dad would go and give food to the old folks' homes and all that stuff, but it was just normal to us. As an adult, I realized what the foundation they were setting. And I thank them so much because they made me realize it ain't about you, girl. Mm-hmm. It's about you sometimes, but really it's about the betterment of us all. Everything we do. Yeah.
And just keep that in mind. Is just do your best and God will get you back. Just like God got your parents back with this Powerball ticket right here.
I'm not playing with
They hit the jackpot, baby.
I love your mama. I got your house. Your house is going to be set up on Wednesday.
All right, what's the love life looking like with Keke Palmer these days?
I was literally just talking about love life with my book agent. Literally, the love life is black because you know why? I feel badly about this. I'm not trying to put anything on the guys, right? But I feel like in my experience with dating, it's been difficult for guys to accept. I think they get the idea that I don't need them. And it's not so much that I'm walking around saying, I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't need you. It's just like, I've got my own stuff going on. And when we hang out, I'm happy. And I love when we spend time together. And I'll reach out to you as well. But I think that maybe it's the type of guys I date or have been dating that I feel like they're used to having a girl be so like, I need you, I need you, I need you, I need you, that ends up making them feel in some ways like, are you really feeling me? Just because I'm not being over the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's nothing that I can change, right? This is who I am. If I'm working, I'm working. If I can hang, I can hang. Yeah. But it's interesting to me, and I think it's kind of what it looks like and what it feels like is almost this misogynistic perspective, as if we can't be equal. Like, I can't act like you. I can't be chill and be cool and enjoy the experience in the same level as you. You want me to feel more. And that's the thing that's so interesting. It's like, why can't we just be on the same vibe? Why does it have to be more? And I think it's this misogynistic perspective that can't respect that equal feeling.
Or do you just think that they don't have enough going on in their world, like, to keep them busy with what they doing to have that relationship where it's even.
That's what I initially thought until I started dating guys that did the same things that I did.
Some
and then I think
like
it was ego.
Come on, give me something.
I can't tell you nothing. I can't put these dudes on blast. Y'all know who y'all is. No, but yeah, like I think sometimes it's ego, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's ego because they feel like, well, you should be crazy into me by now. And it's like, I am into you. I'm just not going to act a fool over you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to do crazy stuff to prove to you that I like you. You're not doing crazy stuff to prove it to me.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I'm trying to figure this mind frame out.
Yeah, I mean, you got plenty of time. But does Keke Palmer have a type? Do you have like a type? I
don't really have a type.
Feel like you go back to or
no? If you look at the type of guys that I like, you'll be very confused because all are different. I'm really about personality. I love. If anything, I like somebody with a sense of humor. Okay. I love sense of humor. Somebody that's silly because I'm very silly, and it's like if you can't handle me being quirky, this ain't gonna work.
Okay, so right now I'm single. But this is also the thing. I like being single. You know what I mean? I like to date and be cool and casual, but I don't really want a boyfriend because I don't really have time for one. But it would be cool to be able to be just chilling with peeps, Mm-hmm. What about a girlfriend?
That's cool too. No! But I don't really want to be tied down. I mean, that's the honest truth. I don't want to be tied down. But I enjoy dating and getting to know people because it teaches me a lot about myself.
Yeah. So what is it that you haven't done that you want to do eventually in your career?
Definitely want to direct. I definitely eventually would love to in my future, I see production company where I can help create films for the generation. Yeah. Also help to create vehicles for new people coming up, artist development. I have a real care for all that stuff. You know what I mean? I could definitely see myself doing some L.A. Reid type stuff.
Oh, wow.
With a little bit of Queen Latifah.
Or Spike Lee, or
right, Spike Lee, Oprah, exactly. Where I'm able to do the movie thing from behind the scenes and the music stuff behind the scenes. I really love that.
I can see that happening the way you're going. Well, congratulations on everything. You want to talk to us one more time about this song? It's called Enemies.
Yes.
The original was with Jeremiah.
Yes, original with Jeremiah. Now we got Rich Homie Quan on the remix. Mm-hmm. And Enemies is pretty much about my first experience with unrequited love. And I use the word love loosely because ultimately I think I found out in this situation that I needed to have a lot more love for myself before I could really get involved in any type of situation. But initially I was in love with somebody and they didn't love me back. And it was I found myself coming from this controlling place of trying to, even if it was negative energy, as long as I got some type of reaction out of this person. And that's what birthed the song Enemies.
Yeah. So that's the irony right there. It's you want him to become your enemy so that you can keep him closer.
Exactly.
Ooh, look at you all deep and stuff.
I know, I'm just real dramatic, okay? Last night I had somebody tell me, no, you're a very logical person with a lot of feelings. So I guess that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you stay in your feelings, but hey, that's what's making you so
Drake made millions off of it, Taylor. It's good to be in your feelings.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. We got Keke Palmer in the building, man. It's 97.9 to Beat the Hip Hop Station. One last question. Keke, where'd that come from? Because I know your real name is Lauren.
Yes, shout outs to Lauren. The real me. Keke came from my sister. My sister had an imaginary friend when I was about to be born named Keke. And she told my mom, let's name her Keke. Let's name the baby Keke. My mom was like, that's just too much of a childish name. She needs a professional name for her career when she gets older. And my mom named me Lauren. Mind you, I don't ever go by Lauren. My professional career, all I go by is Keke. Isn't that every time I think about that, it's just so...
Is that an ode to your sister's imaginary friend?
That is. My sister talked to dolls. I'm so sorry, L'Oreal. She talked to dolls till she was 13.
Till she was 13?
She loved them damn dolls. And I never liked them. I never really was into cartoons or dolls. I liked that dolls were pretty, but I didn't like talking to them because I just knew I was talking to myself.
Yeah.
But I was always that kid that liked to play with adults about kid stuff. I was aware that they thought I was a kid, and so I liked to play with them. I used to love sitting on the let-out couch. When my dad got us a let-out couch, my sister and I thought that was a mansion. We loved that let-out couch. We would sleep on it every night and everything. And so I used to play with the adults, and I would be like, I got an imaginary friend named Sabinky that lives under the let-out couch, and they would get a kick out of it. But what they wouldn't realize is I was getting a kick out of them, getting a kick out of me. Thinking that I really believed in it.
Your sister was doing. But
she could
13,
have. But 13 is that's a long joke,
she making
mama.
Have conversations creating drama,
no. Baby girl was serious. When And I'll be trying to talk to her like, L'Oreal, come play. She's like, no. Sarah, when is John going to call me back? I have no idea. Let's go. And I'm like, how are you doing that and having fun with that? Yeah. But her imagination was clearly much stronger than mine.
Where's she? What's she up to now? I mean,
she has 2 kids now. My niece is the most gorgeous baby you could ever see. She's married to Frank. Shout outs to Frank and L'Oreal. Wow. She's living a little bit outside of LA. Well, not a little bit, a lot. She's living her life.
So she didn't follow in your footsteps as far as a career.
She didn't, but she did go to LA Film School. That's where she and her husband met. So my sister has like a degree from LA Film School. Okay. But she hasn't really done anything with it yet because she's having more fun with the kids. Yeah. My sister's like enjoying being a mom.
And she's waiting on you to create your own production company so she can go work for you and make it a family affair.
That's definitely probably what she's doing for sure. My sister ain't no fool. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
Congratulations. Got to Get Enemies featuring Rich Homie Quan. We got Keke Palmer in the building, y'all. It's 97.9 The Beat, the hip-hop stations. Thank you for coming through.
Man, thank you. This was such an enjoyable time. You're a pretty cool person to talk to.
You all right? No, I'm playing. Love you, boo.
I'm not playing with you. Love you, boo.